Welcome to Rewire Your Attachment Style. This is Maya Diamond, and today we're going to do something a little different and turn the tables around. I have a very special guest, Erin Beata, who's my Enrollment Director for Empower Love. She's been working with us for over 2 years, and she is one of the smartest, most loving, and creative people I know. And I'm so happy to have her on the team. It's such an honor to be getting to be interviewed by her. And without further ado, I will let her begin the interview.
Amazing. Well, it's such a pleasure to be here. And I'm so excited to dive deeper with you today, just because you have such a wide range of expertise. And I'm really looking forward to getting to learn all the little nooks and crannies in there. So really, in starting out, I'm so curious to hear in your own words a bit about really what led you to become a coach.
Yeah, so I was going to graduate school at California Institute of Integral Studies in San Francisco and really loving my program, which was a master's in somatic psychology, and somatic is first-person experience of the body. So it was really a body-mind psychology, and everyone in the program, we had all come from backgrounds as massage therapists or yoga teachers, and now we were learning kind of how the felt experience of the body really impacted our psychology, and how there was no separation really between body and mind, that they're constantly in this interplay together, and how each of our experiences is a felt experience. And I decided that I really wanted to just start using what I had been learning and start my own coaching practice. And so I started it while in grad school, and I just fell in love with coaching. And then when I started working as a therapist, I realized, wow, I really like coaching better. And I think why I loved it so much was because it was more focused on goals and results. And while we do work on the past in coaching, it's not just about the past, whereas therapy is more focused on the past. And so for some people, that's exactly the perfect thing, to work as a therapist, and I'll only do that really deep healing trauma work and that past work. But for me to be able to combine the past healing work and the future of creating what you want to create in your life and your love life just was like the most exciting thing. And so there was a pivotal moment after grad school where I knew I am going to do coaching full time. I'm going to eventually let go of this therapy thing. I ended up getting all my hours and doing all the work to become a therapist. But I knew that coaching, I knew from a very, young age, really, because that was 15 years ago, that coaching was my path. And despite, my mom saying, coaching is a fad, this is going to go away. And I just knew that wasn't true. And I knew I loved it so much. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I hear so many clients who go through the program who talk about that distinction that you have, and how much of a difference it makes with that. And along with that, I'm so curious. So why in particular did you want to specialize in helping people with the pattern of being with unavailable people and really understanding how to become more secure? What was that focus about for you?
Yeah. So basically, as I was, first doing life coaching, then doing love and relationship coaching, it just more and more clients started coming to me with this particular pattern of being attracted to unavailable people, feeling really frustrated with the results they were getting. But then also, I was also going through that pattern myself. And we always say in the coaching world, we attract kind of people that are going through something similar to us, or something that we've been working on that we have a lot of wisdom around. And so it became a specialty because of my own personal challenge with it, but also how I could really see this is so common for so many people. And this is something that I really want to be able to figure out, both for myself and my clients. And I think I also have a personality where I love challenges. And because this pattern of being attracted to unavailable people and narcissists and toxic people and abusive people, because it's one of the most persnickety, complex patterns that exist in love and relationships, I really enjoy the challenge and the multifacetedness of it. So I can't just work with it in one way and heal it for someone. I have to actually work at it from all the different angles. And then something miraculous happens in their love lives. And so I think that's also part of it for me. And then as I was working with this pattern at the same time with my clients as well as myself, I started figuring out and found attachment theory. And I saw how attachment theory actually described almost all relationship issues. And I just fell in love with it, became obsessed with it, saw how much it could be helpful for myself, saw how much I was coming from more of an anxious attachment background, through both my, having my father leave the family at a young age, as well as my mom kind of exhibit more of the anxious attachment. And so being role modeled that. And so I had to start really working on that with myself. And then again, becoming fascinated with attachment patterns in my clients and figuring out how to really heal those attachment wounds from at a really, really core, deep level, and connecting the dots around the pattern and the attachment issues. For example, if you have the pattern of being with unavailable people, it's a good chance you're more insecurely attached, either super anxious or very anxious or disorganized. Some people who have the pattern are more avoidant, but there's definitely I would say in our clients who have the pattern, about 10 or 15% are more avoidant leaning, and then, more like 70% anxious, and then, 25% or 30% disorganized. And so by seeing how and then they're usually the unavailable ones are usually the more avoidant ones. And so how that kind of pattern plays out in an attachment way, and then how much pain it causes over and over again for clients. And, we have so many people that we work with that have been in this pattern for over 30 years. And so to really be able to help them is just so, so amazing and gratifying for me.
Yeah, so life-changing.
Yeah.
And so with thinking about your past, if you could tell your younger self one thing about love and relationships, what would that wisdom be?
Yeah, if I could, one thing at this moment in time, that one thing would be speak your truth. No matter, how afraid you are, no matter, if you're afraid that he's going to leave, no matter if you think the relationship might cause conflict, speak your truth, because that was the thing that I didn't do soon enough in all of my relationships when I was younger, and it had a lot of negative consequences.
And
with
Go ahead.
And I'll just say, in order to be able to become more secure and speak my truth, I've had to do so much healing myself. It's not just, obviously the advice would have been helpful, but I needed the deep healing work and the trauma work. And that has allowed me to be able to speak my truth in although it still can be hard, it's much easier than it's ever been because of all the work I've done around it with my own coaches and therapists.
Yeah, absolutely. I've seen that so much with these women who leave the program with such a secure attachment. The way they're able to speak their truth comes from such a healed place. And it seems like it makes a huge difference in how communication is received. And in terms of the program, what do you see some of the most common challenges being for people who enter in to do this work?
Yeah, I would say one of the biggest challenges I see is women who, keep attracting the same person with a different face, who is not giving them what they want, not meeting their needs for intimacy and love and connection. And they're they're either getting over that person, they've had a recent breakup, or they want to leave. Part of them wants to leave, but a part of them doesn't. So helping them move through that, and then helping them really learn how to discern in a healthy way. And so the pattern is getting attached to someone who's not the right fit, who isn't capable of meeting their needs, and not knowing how to actually do that, and also having blocks around being able to receive that kind of person. And then another pattern that I see is someone who's recently divorced, who maybe had a long marriage that was maybe great, or maybe okay, or maybe not so great, getting back into the dating field, having no idea what they're doing, and maybe getting involved with unavailable people because they're not sure, how to date or how to discern. And they're in this brand new, online dating world, and really helping them, heal from their past, anything from the past marriage, and then exactly teaching them how to date, how removing their blocks to online dating so that they can meet someone who is, where they are now and can really meet them now, and who's emotionally available, because exactly many of those people had these long marriages, but maybe their husband wasn't emotionally available. They were suffering. I would say those are the two most common patterns that we work with in the Empower Love program.
Yeah. Definitely see a lot of that. And, I know you touched on this earlier, but how would you describe your particular coaching style?
So I've always felt like my style is a combination of masculine and feminine. So I really hold the structure of the container in a strong way with that masculine energy. I also am not afraid to challenge, motivate, inspire my clients, direct my clients, give them lots of homework, et cetera, et cetera. But then I also have a really strong feminine kind of nurturing side. And that is the side that's really holding the space for that deep healing work, that deep trauma work, that deep repatterning work, so that the client can truly heal those childhood wounds, those unconscious wounds they may not be aware of, so that we can shine a light to those in a loving way, so that they can move to that next level. And so I really feel like without one or the other, the work wouldn't be as powerful, because without that masculine structure, then they may not move forward in a powerful way. And then without that feminine holding and nurturing, they may not actually, that love field will not actually get the healing that it needs in terms of those wounds and that inner child. So I think both are instrumental. And when I've personally worked with coaches that don't have that masculine structure, I don't receive the results that I would like to receive. And if there's too much of that masculine structure for a practitioner, but not enough of the feminine, then it feels like I don't really feel, do they really care about me? I don't really know. So personally, that's something that I want in a coach as well.
Yeah. Without the structure, the traction isn't always there. But then when that's flipped, sometimes that overly intellectualized or processing piece. And I really love that you bring a combination of those together, because I think it gives people a really safe space where they can really see consistency and really see that traction of results.
And just to add one thing, that is really, that I think I also am incredibly persistent and incredibly stubborn. And so I've had people come to me who've never had a date in their life, or who are so like, oh, I'm 100% sure you can't help me. I'm never going to be able to find the woman I want to find. And like those challenging cases are those challenging clients because again, they're coming from like either zero lack of experience or their mindset is just at the most extreme end of, not believing it can happen. And I've been able to help those clients in a short amount of time. And so I'm incredibly persistent and stubborn. And if I will constantly be looking for the next like keyhole that we can open to unlock this next level of your up leveling of your love life. So I think that's also something really important for people to know.
Yeah, such dedication. I love it.
Thank
It really, really shows. And with that, I mean, I know it's been 15 years since you've been doing this work. With where you are now, with all that time, what do you love most about helping people with love and intimacy and relationships?
I mean, yeah, I think I love, I just love people. So working with, when I get off my group coaching, the Empower Love group coaching call on Tuesday evenings, I just always feel for the most part, I always feel really uplifted and happy. And it's because, again, I think because this is my purpose, it just brings me so much joy to be helping people in this particular way and to be connecting, like being able to connect with my clients, being able to help them move to that next level, being able to facilitate healing. I think it just brings me a lot of joy. And then I can't also emphasize seeing the results that they have literally in the last, almost every day I get a text or an email or a Facebook message from a client, or at least maybe not every day, but okay, like 2 or 3 days a week, I'll get like an email, Facebook, or text thanking me because they're in this amazing relationship that they have never, they say that they wouldn't have had they not done the work with me in the program or one-on-one. And so I can't tell you how much joy that brings, right? That just touches me on a really deep level to be able to see these results in the world. Scrolling through Facebook, I see babies that are as a result of this work and the program and them doing that deep healing work and attracting a really loving husband, or, marriage photos, all of the stuff every day I get to see. And that's incredible.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen at least 2 of those in our alumni group this week alone, of just these beautiful relationships. And it's so fun for me to get to be on the kind of intro calls with people and understanding where they're at and what their struggles are. And then all of a sudden their name pops up in the alumni group and they're in this like incredible relationship. And it's such a good feeling to see people having the thing that they wanted so deeply.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Speaking of that, how many people have graduated from Empower Love? How long has the program been around now?
So the program has been around for 6.5 years, and there's been over to this date, there's been over 450 people who have graduated from the program. And we've had people from all around the world. We have a lot of people from the United States, so many different states in the US, probably all of them actually. And then also from India, from the UK, we've had clients from different countries in Africa. So yeah, we've really spanned the gamut, and obviously we would love to have more. I know there's so many listeners on this podcast who are from Australia and the UK. And so just putting a special shout out for you all, because we would love to have you in the program. And now we have a morning call with one of our coaches so that you can have one of your group coaching sessions at the right hour for you, because obviously Australia and the UK are very, very different and all of Europe are such different time zones. So yeah, really inviting more women and men from Europe into the program, and Australia would be so exciting.
Mm, mm. That's so amazing. I know you and I have both done so many different types of personal and spiritual growth. And I wonder for you in particular, what kind of growth work have you done? And how do you feel that it's shaped the work that you're doing in the program?
Yeah, such a big question. So yeah, I started really getting into, I would say from, I went to this amazing middle school in Santa Barbara where we were doing these long biking trips together. And then we would sit by the campfire and talk about our days and what we learned. And so that felt really in the personal and spiritual growth realm. So I would say that kind of started that path. It was a very spiritual school. And then we were learning all about the Native American traditions and spirituality. And then, but really when I went to grad school, I really started going deep. I did my EFT, emotional freedom techniques training. And then I was just, kind of became obsessed with learning everything I could in terms of personal and spiritual growth, going to tons of workshops, tons of classes, reading tons of books, and working with therapists and coaches. And so, I would say for the last 20 years, really intensely, I've been working with my own therapists and coaches and going to workshops. And then what I've found that is a particular thing, if anyone knows Western astrology, I have my Venus in the 10th house, which is the house of career. So I have the planet of love in my house of career, but then I also have the Chiron, which is the wounded healer in that house of career. And so anything that I heal in my own self, any trauma, any negative belief, anything like that, I'm immediately using all of that knowledge and wisdom and experiential knowledge that I learn and using it to help my clients. So that's something that also pushes the work forward, is using my own healing and creating tools around that. So I'm constantly kind of, for example, existential kink is something that I've really gotten into in the last 2 years. And it just spoke to me so much. I started really going deeper with it, using it with myself, then, bringing it to my clients, having them read the book and going deeper with that and really teaching them how to use it with their own stuff. And that has been so powerful for some of my clients. That's just one example of using my own kind of healing as a vehicle for being able to transmit the teaching of that for others. And so it's been just so amazing to be able to learn so quickly and to be able to then bring it to my clients in a really powerful way and see them just run with it as well and get that deep healing work and transformation as well from whatever it is that I'm learning. And so that's another amazing benefit of my job, is I get to continue to grow and heal and learn and evolve and help my clients do that as well.
Yeah, it's amazing just seeing the embodiment of your work through your own personal practices. It's really incredible. And you obviously love attachment theory.
Yeah.
So much of the foundation, and you've studied it so deeply. In particular with attachment theory, what do you love most about it and what frustrates you about it?
I love most how it explains the way that humans relate to each other in such a clear and elegant way. And it just explains it. It's like you can have compassion for the way someone's acted and know that it's not about you. It's just about the way that they're wired. And that is so freeing. Or same with your own personality, like, oh, wow, this is the way that I'm wired. And so I can have compassion that I'm going into this anxious energy right now. How can I, self-soothe, etc. So that clarity and that elegance is so powerful. But then also what frustrates me with it is, and I would say, of course, it's also something I love about it, or that's why part of probably why I've chosen it, which is, it's not easy I don't think it's easy to heal attachment patterns. I don't think it's easy, but I think it's doable. And so that's a little bit frustrating. Like there's certain attachment pieces in myself that I am still working on. And that's frustrating. I wish it could have just shifted quickly, right? But that's, again, because I like challenges. That's also part of what grips me about this work is, again, continuing to fine tune how to rewire these, because there's so many different attachment pieces, right? In anxious attachment, there's the fear of abandonment, there's jealousy, there's the fear of speaking your truth, there's just anxiety in the body, right? So for every attachment style, there's all these different threads to do this deep healing work in. And so that's complex. So it's not easy, it's complex, which can sometimes be challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not easy and it feels so worthwhile.
Yes, exactly.
What do you think is what's the secret ingredient for someone who wants to dive in? Like if they really want to get to the other side of it, what do you think it takes for someone?
Yes, great question. I would say everyone I know and all my clients who are like, I really want to do this. So that willingness and dedication and commitment is so, so powerful. I would say that is the number one most important thing, is that and the recognition that, for example, recognizing, oh, wow, I am super anxiously attached, or wow, I'm super avoidantly attached, or wow, I've got anxious and disorganized attachment and I really want to become secure. So having that recognition and the willingness, that combination can just move boulders, right? It's huge, huge, huge. And that's, that self-awareness, that willingness. I'm going to do this, even if it takes me a while, I can do this.
Yes. And then, I think that's also where the program really is so supportive of someone with that clarity and that dedication, because of all that it offers.
Yeah.
So what is next with Empower Love? What's new on the horizon for the program?
So yeah, I am so, so excited to be announcing on this podcast for the first time right now, that my next course, which is called Radiant, Sexy, and Fulfilled, is going to be launching soon. I will be sending out an email to everyone on the email list with the waitlist link, which is, if you sign up for the waitlist link, you get a special bonus discount off the price of the program. And then also I'll be posting it on the Rewire Your Attachment Style group on my Instagram, that waitlist link. But this program is so exciting to me because it's bringing together this basically feminine cultivation practices, embodiment practices, polarity, and erotic blueprints. It's only for women. And the whole thing is to really, really get you reconnected to your body, reconnected to your eros, deeply in your feminine glow, radiance, magic, sensuality, sexuality, removing blocks to any places in your body where you may have trauma or blocks around sexuality or sensuality, really going there and releasing those, as well as just expanding in the realms of feminine awakening, sexuality, sensuality. So this has been a long time coming. I've been deeply studying the erotic arts, feminine embodiment, polarity, and erotic blueprints for the last 5 to 10 years, and working with all these different mentors. And really it's all been, because I grew up with a mother who was working all the time and was incredibly successful. She was a lawyer and a mediator, and I would see her, in bed still working at like 10 at night. And so I got modeled this very kind of go-getter masculine energy, even though my mom also has a lot of feminine energy. But I really had to learn through all of this work that I just mentioned to slow down, prioritize my pleasure, prioritize my feminine embodiment, to just be instead of go, go, go. And that's been just such a practice in the last 10 years, so much learning and growth and evolving. And it's a continual practice. And so I'm really excited to bring this to women. I'm incredibly passionate about women being awakened in their bodies, in their pleasure. I believe that it's one of the most powerful things we can do as women is deeply embody our erotic nature and our pleasure, because it brings so much creative energy to our lives and so much happiness. And I really believe that the happier women are in the world, the more the world is happier. So I'm really, really excited to bring this new course out into the world.
Amazing. Wow. I love hearing all the passion behind it, and I'm so excited to see the launch.
Yay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been such an incredible experience. It's so much fun to be able to interview you and get to go deep with you. There's so much richness throughout this podcast, and it feels like just an amazing opportunity to dive in deeper with you today. So thank you so much for having me come on. It's been really amazing to be able to be on the show with you today.
Thank you so, so much for interviewing me and stepping into this role as the interviewer on this podcast. It was you're just such a natural. It was so fun. I really, really, really appreciate you taking the time to do this. And if anyone is listening and wanting to dive into this work and go deeper around healing your attachment style, as well as shifting your patterns in love, we would both love to have you in the Empower Love program. And all you have to do is go to empowerlove.us/apply to book your free love breakthrough session. It will most likely be Erin on the call with you, helping you really see what the patterns are that you're currently in, and helping you also understand where you want to go. And we can kind of share with you how we're going to help you do that on that call. So that's what she'll help you do, is really see all of these places where you might be feeling stuck, and even illuminate places that you might not even know about that are stuck. And then also really get that clarity of where you want to go and how we're going to help you get there. So would love, love, love to have you in the program if you're really if this work is really speaking to you. And also, if you are also definitely join the Rewire Your Attachment Style Facebook group, which you can go to empowerlove.us/love if you want to do that. And we will be announcing about the new program and the waitlist link there. So sending everyone so, so much love. Thank you so much for joining. And this interview will also be on YouTube if you want to watch it. And let's have a beautiful day, and we will talk to you soon.
Thanks, Maya.
Yay.